Holly and the Valley Boys.
Yay!
You can judge for yourselves the effect that this group of musicians has had on the musical culture of Salt Lake City by the fact that most of us left town. You did, yeah. Think about it.
Every time someone was born, someone was left out.
This is a song I made up hitchhiking through West Virginia in 1959. Oh, the green rolling hills of West Virginia are the nearest place to heaven that I know. Though the times are sad and drear and I cannot linger here, they will keep me and never let me go. My daddy said, don't you ever be a miner. A miner's grave is all you'll ever own. Never have a dime to spare. Oh, hard times everywhere. Now these times, they are the worst I've ever known. But the green rolling hills of West Virginia are the dearest place to heaven that I know. Though the times are sad and drear and I cannot linger here, they will keep me and never let me go. Crowded city in a northern factory town, you'll find me there. Though I leave my heart behind, I will never change my mind, for this troubled life is more than I can bear. But the green rolling hills of West Virginia are the nearest place to heaven that I know. Though the times are sad and drear and I cannot linger here, they will keep me and never let me go. Someday I'll go back to West Virginia, to those green rolling hills I love so well. Yes, someday I'll go home, and I know I'll right the wrong, and these troubled times will follow me no more. Oh, the green rolling hills of West Virginia are the nearest place to heaven that I know. Though the times are sad and drear and I cannot linger here, they will keep me and never let me go. As Jack Conroy put it, we prefer a rude vigor to a polished banality. My guitar playing has sadly deteriorated from the time when I was able to finger pick. The Dupuytren's contracture. Remember Robert Johnson, the great black blues singer? They said,
Crossroads.
went to the crossroads to sold his soul to the devil.
That guy, yep.
Yeah, they did it. I went to the crossroads to try to and sold my soul. Then it showed up on eBay. Well, let's sing this one here. This is a song I made up walking through a graveyard, or being taken through the graveyard in Schofield, Utah, many years ago by the sexton. And he described to me the Schofield mine disaster of 1900 and said when the train came to take the coffins away that it was the longest and lonesomest train he'd ever seen. So as I was leaving down there, it's the song that I made. Now let's see, I got to get the tone. You got me singing this an octave higher than I normally sing. So,
It's good for him.
It'll blow my belly button out right now. Don't you see that funeral train? Oh, don't you see that funeral train rolling down that lonesome valley? It's the longest one I've seen. May the first, but bright and clear, 1900 was the year. A great explosion rocked our town while a man was underground. Don't you see that funeral train? Oh, don't you see that funeral train rolling down that lonesome valley? It's the longest one I've seen. When we gathered at the slide, we thought that just a few had died. Fought our way in past the mine head, carried out 200 dead. Don't you see that funeral train? Don't you see that funeral train rolling down that lonesome valley? It's the longest one I've seen. When we brought them to the light, it was a black and awful sight. In one family there was 9 lost inside that burning mine. Don't you see that funeral train? Don't you see that funeral train rolling down that lonesome valley? It's the longest one I've seen. A miner's life is hard, I know. His world is dark and far below. While he starves and goes in rags, he's cheaper than the coal he digs. And don't you see that funeral train? Don't you see that funeral train rolling down that lonesome valley? It's the longest one I've seen. My God, well, you know, we hadn't seen each other really for 40 years until yesterday. At least I hadn't seen Dave, and sat down to try to see if we remembered any of these songs. And it's doing okay.
This is our third time through now.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Yeah. Well, now, and this isn't the auto harp that your normal auto harp.
My normal auto harp is dead.
It bought the whole farm. I'm
Yeah,
sorry to hear
so,
that. Yeah.
This is a borrowed auto harp, and I'm grateful for that.
Is this the banjo that you? That's not the banjo you used to play with.
No, this is a newy but goodie.
Yeah. Well, this is my old guitar.
That's right. I own half of that.
This guitar was handed down to me by my grandfather.
Yeah, right.
Unfortunately, he was still on the ladder when the cops came. What do we? All right, we're going to sing about. We'll sing one more, and got to advance the program here. You had the art portion of the program is to come. This is the down home crash part. This song is about Amelia Earhart's last flight. Red River Dave McHenry. It's a song about death. During the folk music revival in the 1960s, folk singers sang a lot about death. we sang a lot about death, didn't we? And
Quite
that's
so
because,
often.
well, we were younger then, and it didn't seem quite so imminent.
That's not funny.
I love the pleasure of your company. A ship out o'er the ocean, just a speck against the sky. Amelia Earhart flying that sad day. With a partner, Captain Noonan, on the 2nd of July. Her plane fell in the ocean far away. There's a beautiful, beautiful field far away in land that is fair, yes, it's fair. Happy landing to you, Amelia Earhart. Farewell, First Lady of the Air.
I'm gonna get this back.
A half an hour later, her SOS was heard. Her signal weak, but still her voice was brave. In shark-infested waters, the plane went down that day in the blue Pacific to a watery grave. There's a beautiful, beautiful field far away in land that is fair. Happy landing to you, Amelia Earhart. Farewell, First Lady of the Air. Picket white trash. Now you have heard the story of this awful tragedy. We pray that she might fly home safe again. In years to come, though others blaze a trail across the sea, we'll never forget Amelia and her plane. There's a beautiful, beautiful field far away in land that is fair, yes, it's fair. Happy landing to you,